Hi, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and I had an email saying how do they get the synth lead sound that's about 10 seconds in to the Owl City Good Times song. And I do hope she finds her mobile phone soon. Just a bit worried about her there. She dropped it in the pool, if you listen to the song, and often the insurance won't cover that, so I think she's probably not covered there, so I hope she sorts her phone out soon. Anyway, back to the song and back to the lead break. And in this song, there is a lead sound at about 10 seconds in. Now, it sounds to me like a Moog, something, and the person who wrote to me said it's probably a Slim Fatty, could possibly be. But what it is, it's a good old sawtooth sound that's got detune on it, and we often have that stack sound. And then what they've also done as well is to create some stereo width on it as well. So we're going to start from the very beginning, and what you need to do if you're going to create this sound, I'll play it to you first, and then you can hear in action, and then I'll show you exactly how it works. So here's the track, and here's the lead break reproduced. I'm not going to play you the original, I'm just going to play you my version of it, and then you can zip over to YouTube or iTunes or Spotify or somewhere and have a listen yourself. So this is the track. So it's that synth sound there. This is what we're talking about here. So let's just isolate that synth for a second and play that. And so the first thing to say is there is expand on it. And what I'm going to do first is turn off all the other additional stuff, expand. And what you want to do, this isn't a preset at the moment. You could create the preset afterwards if you wanted to. And actually, while we're doing this, I may as well show you how to do that. We go save settings as, and we call it good time. And now I have that. If I want to go back to it, there it is. If I need to pull all that back, because it's made up of 3 sounds. What we're basically doing is going to stack 3 sounds. So I'm going to go back to 1 and just do part A first. They've all got to be on the same MIDI channel because we're going to stack them together. And you want to come down to basics, and you want to come down to mono saw. Why am I using a mono saw? I'm using a mono saw because we have a legato in there. What I mean by legato is that if I press, I'll turn them all back on for a second to show you this. If I press one note and I then go, now as you hear, when you move between the notes, you're getting the envelope of the note starting again on the filter. So as I play it, there, getting the whole envelope. But if I go between 2 notes without letting go of the note, we get that glide. Now that's what happens on a monosynth if you have legato and glide on as well. And you need that for this sound because it's drifting between the notes. It's not going like that, it's going. So that's how you get the sound. So what you want to do is, that's the settings for it. So you open the mono saw, a little bit of detune, cut off all the way up virtually, resonance down, glide time, and this is the thing that makes that drift. So we just put a single one on for a second and show you. If I turn that up hard, or no drift, you go, yeah. And so there we are, that's how you get the drift. And then what you want to do is make 2 copies of that. Again, pan 1 hard left and 1 hard right. And then what you also want to do then is come in and make slight differences to each one of them. So if you look, I've got detune there a bit, and cutoff is higher. Cutoff is higher there. I'm going to switch the detune up a bit more on that one as well. So what we have there, we're going to create a stereo effect straight away because all of them are slightly different sounds. Just slightly, but enough to... So we've got that big wide sound now. The next thing is my good old favourite vintage filter. Let's open vintage filter up. But this time, instead of using a low pass, we're going to use a high pass filter, which lets the highs through but not the lows. If we push this up hard, it starts fizzing. That's fully open now. So we're getting rid of some of the bottom end on it. And we're pushing the fatness control in again. Anytime when being fat is a good idea. And there we go. There's number 2 in there. So the third thing you want to do then is you want to come to the compressor limiter. Don't forget I've pimped mine. Yours won't look like this. Yours will look pretty dull. But there's a video on how to pimp your plugins if you want to do it. And the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go to the crush setting and stick that on. So we're squashing that sound right down now. We want to get it really flat. And the fourth thing then is you want to go to stereo width and you want to get it into wider mode, and that will give you, that'll push it out further. 200% takes it right out to the edges. Now we're going to be careful. If you mono mix this then you'll lose half of these effects because, but now you've got it there. Now there's a couple of other things, and it's performance as well. There's a note at the start, and because it's in legato mode, and if you can see here, you can actually see it on the MIDI now. If I just open this in the MIDI window, you will see if we zoom in a bit, that the notes drift across each other, and wherever they're passing across each other, you'll get the legato effect. If they don't pass across each other, then you'll lose that legato effect. So if I play this, and also at the end there, we've got a mod, the mod wheel operates there for a second. So we have a note at the start, and we get again the detune. So we got this note drifting up for an entire octave, and it plays there. And there, if you see where the note ends and the note starts, you get the actual hard edge of the sound again where the envelope restarts. So here as well, you can see at the moment we want that one to drift further, so I'm just going to pull that out further. And it's all smooth there. So if these were all back here, just to show you, it would not work because you want all these notes to play legato. So let's just put them back where they were, just pressing Ctrl Z. And so the only note that's really got a hard edge is the first one and the one one just before the last note there. And you can hear there the mod wheel, and in fact what I've done as well is I've dropped down the lanes here. So you can see that there's a mod wheel operating here for the first half of that last note. And there's a little bit of mod then, about 6% or 6 MIDI CCs where it's coming in, and then play the whole thing again, and you end up with this. So there we are, that's how to get the lead sound in Pro Tools just using the stuff that comes from the factory free for the song Good Time by Owl City. And I hope she gets her mobile phone sorted out. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.